morning, students. Today this is our mixture. We are doing the inorganic mixture analysis, and today I'll be telling you how to detect the anions in this mixture. So this is our given mixture. So first thing is we do the physical test, and in the physical test we see the physical appearance of the color of the mixture. As you can see that this color, the mixture of this color is slightly brownish, and some crystals of white color are also observed. So we can indicate, is an indicative of that it could be there could be a salt of iron mixed in this mixture. Then next step is we are supposed to smell this. Now as you smell, I can get a faint smell of ammonia like smell. So it is again an indication that there could be ammonium ion in this mixture. So let us proceed with the anion analysis. So first we take the mixture, small amount, and then we add the dilute H2SO4. The first group is the dilute H2SO4 group. So we add the dilute H2SO4 in this, and let's see if there is any kind of reaction or brisk effervescence or any kind of. So as you can see, there is no brisk effervescence or no kind of pungent smell or odor. So we can say that the dilute H2SO4 group is absent here. Now we proceed with the conc H2SO4 group, that is the next group. So ideally we should proceed with the next another, we throw this, but I'll add in this only. So because before I proceed with this, because if there could be a chloride, what all anions are there in the concentrated group? Chloride, bromide, iodide and nitrate. So before we proceed, we should keep our things ready. So as I was telling, there could be chloride, bromide, iodide or nitrate in the given mixture in the conc H2SO4 group. So before we add the conc H2SO4 in this, we should be ready with our reagents that are required. For the chloride, when we add conc H2SO4, if by chance there is chloride in this, then there will be fumes, and then we have to bring a glass rod dipped in NH4OH in that. So for that, our apparatus and things should be ready. So let's do that first. So this is our NH4OH, and we are keeping this glass rod dipped in the NH4OH ready. Our burner is ready. So let's add a concentrated acid in this, and let's see what happens. So you can see there are fumes and out HCl gas. So fumes becomes dense. See, you can see so many fumes. See, since it is dipped here, so we can see the dense fumes. These are the dense fumes of HCl gas, right? So let's close this, otherwise this will be contaminated. So now, we can say that this is the indicatory test that there could be chloride present in the given mixture. So now we'll proceed with the confirmatory test. So now we have shown the indicatory test for chloride. So now we'll proceed with the confirmatory test. So first we'll do the AgNO3 test or the silver nitrate test. So in this AgNO3 or silver nitrate test, I've taken the aqueous solution of the given mixture, and now I'll add AgNO3 in this. See, you can see the white precipitate of the chloride ion, and if I add NH4OH in this, it will be completely soluble. This precipitate will completely dissolve in NH4OH. So here we have performed today the chromyl chloride test, the confirmatory test. I just showed you the AgNO3 test in which we got the white precipitate of AgCl. Now we'll perform the chromyl chloride test. Now for the chromyl chloride test, here is our mixture. So for the mixture, we will take one part of the mixture and 3 parts of dichromate. So before we perform this test, we have to keep few things ready. Like I have taken NaOH. NaOH should be ready in your hand. Then I have taken lead acetate and glacial acetic acid. I have not added, otherwise the fumes will go up. And there is my dichromate. So first I will take I have to take 3 parts of dichromate. One part, 2 parts, this is our mixture plus 3 parts of potassium dichromate. Now to this, I'll add concentrated H2SO4. So this is my concentrated H2SO4. So now you'll be able to see beautiful vapors of chromyl chloride gas. So what we will do, we'll take this concentrated H2SO4 and we'll, as soon as we add, keep these two ready with either NaOH and the acetic acid. So here's our see, you can see beautiful chromyl chloride gas vapors, and immediately you have to pass this gas through the NaOH. See, I am passing this gas through the NaOH. See, you can see this gas entering, and now I shake this. See, you can see the beautiful chromyl chloride orange gas, and this is as soon as I pass this chromyl chloride gas to the NaOH solution turns yellow. Right? Now what I'll do, you can still see the fumes coming out. Now as soon as I add lead acetate and acetic acid through this yellow solution should give a yellow precipitate. So we add acetic acid in lead acetate. So this is our acetic acid and lead acetate solution. So as soon as I add this to the sodium hydroxide, see, we get a beautiful yellow precipitate. So this is our chromyl chloride test, which is the confirmatory test for chloride ion. So we can conclude that this mixture contains chloride ion. Okay, so in this mixture we have determined one anion that can confirm that it has chloride. So now we have to confirm another anion. So since in chloride we have done the form for the test first, so now we'll test for the special group, that is sulfate. So this is our mixture. We take the mixture, and to it we have to add dilute HCl and keep barium chloride solution ready. So this is the barium chloride solution. This is the mixture, and here we take this dilute HCl. So as we add this, see, now what we should expect is that as we add barium chloride to this solution of the mixture having HCl, now if it has sulfate ions, then on adding barium chloride and sulfate ions should react and give me barium sulfate white precipitate. So let's see if we get that. See, we get a white precipitate. So that indicates that our special group sulfate ion is present in this mixture, because on addition of barium chloride ions, the sulfate ions precipitate out as barium sulfate.